our tent's set up here on the rock, right? There's nowhere to like stake the tent into the ground, so we have to use rocks. We have 2 big rocks on top of this stick, which is just attached to the rainfly cover with like a little knot. And that actually held up really well through the last couple of days.
I'll get my daily inspection of the helicopter done and out of the way. We might not leave for another hour or 2 till this one feels better. She's dehydrated. I, however, am normally functioning at a light level of dehydration throughout my normal days, so this is like normal for me. Yeah, we'll pack up and might cruise around, see some islands, check some potential landing zones out.
Yeah, I know we got some scouting ahead of us in the helicopter, and I really don't want to be sick up there. Like, I'm already sensitive to the scouting because there's like a lot of turns and low flying and maneuvering, and that definitely triggers not my anxiety, but my actual motion sickness, which is something that I've found to be 2 different things. Maneuvering definitely triggers the actual motion sickness.
Okay, recap. We left Buffalo a few days ago. We crossed the Canadian border, cleared customs, and then flew north into the Canadian wilderness to camp. Ahead of time, we chose 15 potential campsites based on the Crown Lands Atlas. We spent the last 2 days on this beautiful island here, and today we're gonna pick up and go to our second campsite.
22.75 to hover, that's pretty good. Back up over here.
Oh my, that's an interesting maneuver.
There we go. Pretty neat.
Yeah, super cool. There's a loon down here. Oh, that's my favorite nature sound of the trip. How are you feeling?
Good.
This is really feeling surreal.
Wow, look how shallow it is there.
This is wooded, isn't it? Originally, when we were planning this trip, I thought for sure that we would be camping in the woods. Like, what I pictured was like wilderness woods. What I didn't picture was wilderness island camping.
Yeah, so this was one of the islands ahead of us that I was initially thinking of.
Looks like it has a sign on it. Yeah, I don't love this.
No, it's kind of junky.
Yeah, it looks junky.
So a question we get often asked is, can you just land a helicopter anywhere? And the answer is yes and no. So first of all, it depends on what country you're flying in, because every country is going to have slightly different rules. But generally speaking, in North America, you can land on private lands as long as you have the landowner's permission and it's not causing undue risk to person or property. Now, in Canada, there is a whole bunch of government-owned public lands that is just wilderness.
Yeah, lots of people out for a Monday.
So in those instances, as long as you're not, again, posing a hazard to person, place, property, or wildlife, then yes, you can land the helicopter pretty much anywhere you want.
Let's go this way.
And as far as airports are concerned, now there's public and private airports. Private airports require permission. Most airports, however, are public, and those ones you can just land at any time without permission.
How cool is that?
Are they painting?
Yes, how nice. Now look how choppy the water is over here compared to back there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish that I had an artistic skill that was like off of the computer. Like,
right.
I require technology to make art.
Right.
I can't do it like in an analog way, which kind of is a bit of a drag.
Yeah, okay, here's a spot.
No shade, no.
Shade, yeah.
No shade, yeah.
What's that structure there? Oh, boulder.
Because it's going to be a scorcher today.
This is a potential.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it. There is like an inlet area that if we wanted to do a kayak, we could. Oh, I think those are chairs. Oh, it's a bench.
So you've probably noticed that I have an iPad strapped to my leg every time we fly. And that's actually functioning sort of like an electronic flight bag. I basically have all of the maps that I would ever use to fly in electronic versions on the iPad. And there's many apps that will combine all those, and the one we use is called ForeFlight. And one of the features of ForeFlight that I've actually really enjoyed using is putting on your own custom maps. So what I wanted to be able to do was have the Crown Land Atlas at my fingertips on the fly in a format that I could rapidly use.
Oh, there's Widowmakers right here.
Yeah, I see. Wind up my arse.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Beforehand, I picked 15 campsites based on that map. Having the maps overlaid on ForeFlight allowed me to kind of make these game time decisions. If those didn't work out, where else could I go? I could just do it all on the fly with the blade still spinning.
This is a cool little thing here too. Although you're on the windward side. All right, I'm gonna turn this way. I'm turning into wind.
Yeah, bank turns get me every single time. Yeah, there's a couple of things we're looking for. A flat spot for the helicopter, a flat spot for the tent, easy access to water because we needed to cook, a little privacy for bathroom. Yeah, I think we can find a spot on any of those ones we looked at.
Yeah, it's like this fine line between swamp and like a lagoon.
It'd be fun to paddle around here.
Oh yeah, would it ever. It's warm in here though, we're not going as fast, so we're not getting as much air.
Crack the vents open.
Oh, directly ahead of us. My iPad gone. There, you want to take that?
Yep. Thanks for taking the time to load all the Crown Land maps into ForeFlight.
I mean, it was like crucial to being kind of able to know where we can and can't land, right? All right, coming up in front of us. That one there looks okay. Check it out.
Yeah, we can check it out. Here.
All right, well this works here.
That's heading north too. Yeah, this is one of them, I think.
This is where the guy was sitting with his fishing pole, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, over here. Okay, so there's still people here. And we can go to another island, one of the ones we saw first.
Okay, do you know where they are?
No, I don't.
All right, let's land. We're solid on 2 here.
Okay. There was this island here, which was kind of cool. And then there was this one here. That one there was the one with the bench, I think. And then there was this one. I cracked the door.
Yep.
So it's up.
North.
All right, let's try those.
Yeah, okay, we got 3 spots on the map.
Let's go.
All right, this is the direction we're going.
It looks like the ocean.
Yeah, it does look like the ocean, doesn't it? Okay, this works as a bailout though. It's flat, it's got shallow, it's sheltered from that standpoint.
For sure, yeah.
This is the one that had like the man-made bench on it.
I like how many trees are on this one. Like at least there's like something to break the wind.
Where do you think we should try for this?
Let's do a circle around.
Probably right there.
Yeah, we could try right there. Not really.
It looks pretty rounded though, that's the only thing,
yeah,
right?
It doesn't look flat. It's pretty rounded here, hon. I won't be able to get to the door here because you're straddling a valley.
How about right here?
Yeah, you could try that.
Looks flattish.
Yeah. Well, this looks like a decent spot.
Right, found a relatively flat spot to land. 4 points of contact between both skids here, so we're on solid ground. And we have this little protected bay here, which is kind of nice. A little shallow bay.
We're gonna check it out now and see if this is a viable site for us. First, we need to look for a flat campsite.
Well, there's a fire pit right here.
I don't think we're gonna be needing that tonight.
Oh my God, no, it's way too hot for a fire. I mean, anywhere.
We set up here and be windy, see that? There's a bit of a slope. This one feels so much more secluded than the other ones.
This island?
Yeah, like feel really
Far out.
far, yeah.
Well, maybe it was good that we did the other one first. It was kind of like, you know, getting your feet wet.
Slept so good last night and it is a hot day. It's 3 o'clock, so I think we picked our tent site. I think we're gonna go up here. We're gonna get the tent up and get everything in there, and then we're gonna eat and go for a swim. No, scratch all that. We're gonna have a snack now, then set up our tent, then go for a swim, then have supper.
Sounds like a plan.
We have a short period of time because we're only spending 1 night at this spot. Try to make the most of our time. I don't think we're gonna go kayaking because it's a bit windy, but we can swim for sure. I'm weak.
Yeah? It is a scorcher today.
Oh my God, is it ever?
This is hotter than yesterday, I feel like. These chairs that you bought a while ago are really handy, huh?
These are great. They're perfect, they're really small, pretty comfortable.
They've been a lifesaver.
And this table's pretty great too. It's pretty compact. It's really nice when you're out here to like have a place to lay stuff, especially while you're eating. Even just eating off of it is nice. You know what I mean?
Also, when you're in desperate need of shade.
The helicopter does a pretty good job.
Except when it's approaching high noon right now, where there's only a little tiny shadow.
It's actually like 3:30. 4:12.
Wow.
You gonna sleep there?
All right, had my rest. Everything hurts and I'm dying.
Okay.
Actually, I'm curious what temperature it is. I'm gonna flip the master on and check the outside air temperature. It's not 26. It seems way hotter than that. I feel like maybe it's 26 in the shade. It probably feels way hotter just out in the direct sun.
This is kind of our first time doing this for fun and like actually preparing everything. So I think, you know, it's kind of a learning experience, figuring out what we need.
Peanut butter taco. Tortillas transport way better than bread. This is basically, a peanut butter sandwich. And they're more compact.
We leave tomorrow. We have a lot of food in the beer canister.
You feast tonight.
Yeah. Tomorrow we're having that biscuits and gravy. I can't believe we get to eat in that lake. What a treat.
Dude, I hate swimming so much. But right now, I think it all stems back to when I was on swim team. Early mornings, I would ride to the pool in my Speedo on my little bike.
Looks like, according to our weather here, by 11 a.m. we're gonna have our window. It's earlier than it was forecasted to before. We should be good to get out of here by 11.
Amazing how earlier today it was like overcast. And then the sun just came out and just burned off all the overcast layers.
Even just after that one taco, I'm like back to life.
All right, we're crossing from this side of the bay, across this little shallow area of water here.
3,
2, 1, go!
It's so much colder here than the other one. Although it's because it's windy. I soak in here so like my core gets cold. That felt really good. I'm really glad we did that. I feel like I just regulated my body temperature. I was so hot and nauseous and like overcome with being in the heat all day. That shock of getting in the water and you kind of lose your breath, it's that cold. But now that the water starts to feel warm to my body, I feel like back to normal a bit again.
Bodies are weird.
Bodies are weird. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here now and decide if I want to go back in or whatever.
Yeah, that's nice. I fell down. I feel like we're on a beach vacation right now.
I gotta say, when we got here, I felt a little bit nervous about it, but I think it was more so the unfamiliarity of it. Yeah, we have a sick old campsite. We're here on this side here now. So this is our little swimming hole. So we just took a dip in there. We're just kind of hanging out on this flat rock. And then right over here is where our landing spot is and our tent site. It's pretty good.
No matter where you go, the water is all turquoise and emerald.
When I planned this trip, I was not expecting A, to have a location like this, an experience like this, and B, to actually feel like relaxed and actually be having a little bit of a vacation. I thought for sure it would be like more kind of survival-y and the woodsy. I was super nervous about bears and I still have that little bit of fear, but it's kind of subsided a little bit, especially since last night. It's funny, it's just not at all what I had planned or pictured, but actually way better, way better.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, like I'm not mad about getting an early night tonight.
Oh my god, I'm so tired right now.
Yeah, me too.
All right, little update on our charger. We've set up our second camp and we're still at 31%. We're finishing the trip tomorrow. I think we'll have enough juice. I think it's for us the best value as far as like size and compactness for the helicopter, as well as the capacity.
Look at the blade tie downs on the helicopter.
She's windy tonight.
Man, it is so freaking windy. It's hot though. I guess the plus side is that there's hopefully will be no bugs.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's like, I don't know.
We have no concept of time on the island. We're on island time.
Okay, it's 6:55. We have our tent set up now. The wind is getting way stronger than it was earlier. And we're gonna cook some supper, but first, before we cook, we're gonna have a little tour around the island. The island is not very big, as you've seen. So we're on the top of the island now. It's not very big. I can basically see all around it. On the windward side, the waves have white caps and they're like crashing up over the rocks. I'm really glad we didn't camp on that side.
It's much more aggressive over there.
So if you compare that to our little campsite here, it actually is quite calm, even though we are in the wind.
Yeah. This is like Newfoundland.
Yeah, look, this is where all the big rocks are.
You think you're on the coast of Newfoundland here. Big rocks, waves, wind.
Speaking of wind, I'm pretty hungry.
You got water?
Yeah, I got water. We're gonna go find a lund. Good, it's too windy for the stove. Come on up here, I think.
Yonder, to the lund. All right, it says add a little more than 2 cups, 500 mils. Back to home base. That's some warm-ass Gatorade.
Yeah, that's Gatorade.
Room temperature Gatorade. It's better than nothing. Yeah, I think the metal cups are worth bringing. We've been mixing them up, Gatorade in them.
Every night.
Yeah, it's like our nightly tradition.
I think one thing that we were missing was bowls.
We had to use the metal cups for bowls this morning for our oatmeal.
The sun just went down.
5 minutes till it hits the horizon, but it's below the trees now.
Beautiful, beautiful sunset.
Yeah, we've had 3 sunsets in a row.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky. We've had some really amazing sunsets.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna pack it in. Are we gonna get ready for bed and just go watch a movie? I think that might be what we're gonna do.
We're too overheated for a fire.
It's also too windy for a fire.
It is.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I think just a movie on your iPad. All right, we're gonna put the helicopter to bed tonight. It's a little bit windy overnight, so we're going to, in addition to put the bubble cover on, we're gonna put the blade tie downs on so the wind doesn't, constantly move the blades up and down and flex them. Man, what a beautiful night.
So good.
Yeah. But here's the tricky part. I can't access the tail rotor because it's too far out over the water. We always hang our tail rotor out over water just so people don't walk into it. Becki and I are the only ones on this island. Like, who's gonna walk into my tail rotor? Anyway, force of habit, but I can't get to the tail rotor very easily, so we're gonna try to send this over in one go and get the other blade over here. All right, ready? All right, I gotta get wet for this one. All right, she's all put to bed. Good night, see you in the morning.
On that second island, we just basically went to bed. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take some photos. The sky was crystal clear and you could see the Milky Way. And then I was thinking, it'd be awesome to like wade out into that ankle deep water, have like the helicopter in the foreground, the tent in the background, like a big panorama, like arch of the Milky Way behind everything. But that required me going in the pitch black into ankle deep water. And if you remember me talking about this before, like I don't like the idea of amoebas. I don't like the idea of things that grow in the water, algae, things brushing against your ankles. Ugh. And the thought of doing that in the pitch black in the middle of the night, oh my God, that is terrifying for me. There's not many things that scare me, but that is one thing. Being in the water at night, oh, I faced my fears. And I went into the water barefoot. It was pitch black. I couldn't see anything below me. I just set my tripod up in the water, aimed it where I wanted it, shot a bunch of frames to make a panorama, and then got the hell out of there. So the benefit of having full cell reception on these islands is that we could continue to check the weather and not have to guess. The forecast was looking like it was calling for some storms coming in over the next 2 days. So we figured, you know what, we can either call it quits now after, have 3 good days of camping, or it might be 3 good days of camping plus 3 more days of miserable camping. And that might make the difference between tainting what was already like a great experience.
Biscuits and gravy this morning.
Ooh, it smells good.
It smells good. The texture looks weird.
That's pretty good. There's sausage in that. Wow, that's good. Here you go.
Thank you. I'm not in love with the texture.
Just picture it like macaroni and cheese texture with glue.
Don't call it glue. This is his breakfast now.
I give this a 4 out of 5 stars.
The last time was out of 10. You know what I think it's time for?
Welcome to the second non-airport airport tour. This is not an airport. It's in fact an island. No fuel, no runways, but we do have this amazing waterfront helipad. No bathrooms, and I think all the wildlife just go everywhere. We have not 1, but 2 private swimming holes. No lodging, but here's a campsite. And one of the best things about this place is that there is nobody around. You don't even need to wear clothes. Yeah, 4 days and 3 nights for non-campers like us is kind of a lot. I think that we got a really good stretch of weather, and the rest of today is supposed to be beautiful sunny VFR. We're gonna take our gains and call it, I think. So if we stayed another night, tomorrow those scattered thunderstorms, which were supposed to start today, are gonna start. You have fewer options there. You're waiting weather out sometimes. You're kind of dodging little convective cells here and there. We have a clear blue sky day all the way back to Buffalo, so I think we're gonna take it today. If we go 1 more day, we might end up turning that into like 3 more days if weather turns.
It's supposed to rain all night tonight into the morning with thunder and lightning. This is kind of our first camping trip where we've done it for fun. If we get stuck till Friday and then a really fun trip becomes a really stressful and ugly trip. We have about a 2.5 hour flight back. We'll get everything packed up and hit the sky.
I have no way of getting that blade tie down off without getting my feet wet. Oh, there's minnows!
I don't know what the difference between a minnow and a prickly is.
I think they're the same.
Are we ready?
Yep. Blow this popsicle stand.
I don't think this was the island we were supposed to land at.
Really? Did we choose the wrong island?
It's not even on our course.
Wrong island.
This is one of the ones that we did look at because we were like, oh, the bench. I put this whole thing in my mouth.
Yeah, put all it.
I'll put it good.
I can't see. Ta-da! This to me is like the best use case for rotary wing aviation. This is what it's all about.
Let's call it a trip and head back home.
Daily inspection is done. We are good to fly. It's about 30 minutes south to Huronia.
Man, it's some bumpy down here.
Yeah, we're crabbing. Buffalo Tower, wind is 240 at 19, gust 26.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, getting tossed around.
Yeah, that was a windy approach coming in, man. 20 gusting 27. A helicopter is like a weather vane. It's gonna wanna kick the aircraft left and right as it tries to achieve a more steady state.